What's going on, guys? Coach Madden, YouGoProBaseball.com, here with my man, Isaac Hess, former pro pitcher, trains a lot of young players now, made baseball, Los Angeles, California, but also has something really cool going on in the works, CageList. It's like the Airbnb of backyard batting cages. So if you have a backyard batting cage or you're looking for one, definitely want to check it out. Tell us real quick about what you got going on with CageList.
So I created CageList this year, started in February, and we're starting to hit the ground running with it. But basically it's for baseball and softball families that are just diehard families. You know, your kid loves baseball, you're a dad, you ended up making a backyard batting cage for him to use. Maybe you got a son and a daughter that play baseball and softball, so it makes great sense. But when it's not being used by them, it's sitting empty for 90% of the time. Maybe the kid down the street wants to use your batting cage, and you would be willing to rent it out to them for a cheaper price than the indoor facility. It's more convenient for them. It's a little cheaper, and you get a little bit of extra money from it. Everybody wins. So if you have a backyard batting cage, you can list it for free on CageList. It takes about 10 minutes to list, and you're up and running, and you essentially have a side hustle right there, earning your family some income, paying for all the gear, the equipment, the travel ball expenses, and even when they're done playing after 18 years old or whatever, then you can still be running it as a business after they're out of college or done using it.
In this video, we're going to talk about different ways to wear your baseball glove. There's many different ways, by position, by preference, and we were actually talking in the car on the way home from the airport the other day about this.
Yep.
And give us your take on this whole thing.
Okay, so I find, the majority of kids, when they start playing baseball, especially under 10, they're all wearing their glove with their fingers standard, right? All 5 different fingers in the slots that they're supposed to go. A lot of times they have, kind of the starter glove, and it's just not a very good glove. It's kind of small. I find that it just looks tiny, and they're not catching very well. So I tell them to consider using a 2-finger in the pinky grip and slide. So what you do is you put 2-finger in the pinky, and then you put your middle finger in the ring finger hole, and then you put your index finger into the middle finger hole. What that does is it'll make it so that your glove looks like it's hanging off your hand a little bit, but it opens up that pocket a little bit, and it makes it a little bit easier to catch. Now, not everybody's going to prefer that, but it is an option as a coach. It's something that you can tell your youth players to consider. Try it out one day when you're playing catch and see if it works for you. If it doesn't, no big deal. Another way to do it is to have your fingers standard, all 5 fingers in each hole. Just put that index finger out. Most people know this as an option. A lot of dads will say this as well as an option, but a lot of times that is just going to make it so it doesn't sting as much on that finger if you take it out. You wouldn't believe the majority of kids just wear it regular. They don't put their finger out, and when you talk to them, it's like nobody has ever told them about it. So I figured it would be something good to tell you coaches out there, if you're watching this video, that this is something. Just say, hey guys, when you're playing catch, just give it a try. If you have an outfielder's glove, maybe I started doing this when I was 13. I had an outfield coach at a camp. It stuck with me forever. He said, put 3 in the pinky. Consider putting 3 in the pinky, and then you put your index finger into the ring finger hole. So then it really this isn't an outfielder's glove, but I could still use it like this. This was my pitcher's glove, but I could still use it like this. As you can see, all that really does is it gives me like an additional inch of extension. So if I'm diving for the ball, the way I teach my made baseball players to be in the outfield, be ready to dive, that gives me another inch. It's a game of inches, so it might be the difference between a catch or just going off the edge of the glove. So you got regular, you got 2 in the pinky, you got regular with the index finger out, or if you're an outfielder, I would only recommend this for outfielders. You got 3 in the pinky, and that's not going to work for everybody, but I loved it personally. So if you look closely at any big leaguer during a game, any position player out there, infielder or outfielder, is likely going to have 2 in the pinky. I would say 99% of big leaguers put 2 in the pinky. I don't know if that's accurate for sure, but when I look at them, I always notice that part of their hand is hanging out of the glove, especially outfielders. specifically when I look at Cody Bellinger. I'm not positive if Cody Bellinger puts 3 in the pinky, but the way it looks when he has the glove resting on his hand, it looks like a lot of his hand is hanging out. And most outfielders in the big leagues look like they put 3 in the pinky, and I know for sure they're putting at least 2 in the pinky.
Couple things to add. When I was playing, I grew up regular the whole way, fingers where they're supposed to be. When I got to pro ball, someone said, you should try going 2 in the pinky. And I did it. It felt weird at first, but after that, I stuck with it and loved it. Now I'm 2 in the pinky right now. I can't put any glove on in the regular holes without feeling totally weird. It just has a much better feel, like you said, a deeper pocket.
Right.
Once you get used to it, it's so much better in my opinion.
Right.
Another thing I noticed when I was just looking at the glove while you were talking is this glove actually has 2 places to put your finger outside of on the back end. And so if you're a guy, I suppose, a guy who has 2 in the pinky hole, that you can put your other finger still out. So that may be another option. I just realized that now with this glove. This is actually a training glove, a small training glove. But yeah, that's something to think about. And one other thing I want to add is when I was playing baseball, pitching at Auburn University, when we had to pick our gloves, they gave us gloves. The pitchers had to have a glove with a closed web, like there's no holes in the web, no trapeze, no eye web, no other type of webs that weren't closed. And the whole thought process behind that was because we don't want to show, I'm not sure if you can see on the camera, but we don't want to show our fingers when we're pitching. It's something very small, but that's just something else to think about when it comes to, how you wear your glove or picking a glove type. So
right, and one way, if you are a coach and say you got a coach of a 10U team or something, and you're telling these guys one day, it takes 5 minutes. Hey guys, at home when you're sitting on your couch and you got a ball in your hand, just see what it feels like. See what it feels like to throw the ball like this. If you do that, you're instantly going to feel it hit the top of that index finger. That's not going to be so desirable, especially as guys start throwing harder. Then see what it feels like to put 2 in the pinky. Then see what it feels like to put 3 in the pinky. Then see what it feels like to put 2 in the pinky with a finger out, or regular with the finger out. So you're putting it on them, on your players, to test different things out, and that's when they're sitting on the couch watching a game. This is one of the things that you're doing to break in a glove anyways, and just get more comfortable with the ball in your hand. So just do that, see what feels comfortable, and then you leave it up to them.
That's another great point. Breaking in the glove. Once you figure out what's working for you, when you get that next glove and you break it in, try to form that glove to where you are. And something we probably should have added to the setting expectations video. If you haven't watched that video, I'll leave a link down below where you can go watch that one. It's a really good video. But something we probably should have added that we could add on to this video is taking care of your equipment when you're playing. What's your strategy at Made Baseball with all that?
Right, I teach my kids. I mean, it just bugs me when a kid just like throws his helmet or throws his glove and it gets all dirty. And I mean, my whole life I've always been like taking my glove, putting it down like this is like my baby right here, right? Like I used to sleep with my glove when I was breaking it in, growing up in high school and stuff. But I say if you take care of your gear is going to take care of you. That's a fundamental thought process from an 8-year-old, the age 8. If you take care of that bat and you care about that bat, you're gonna get some more hits. You're gonna take pride in it, especially if it's that Cat 8 or whatever. All the expensive bats you got these days. Doesn't matter if it's a $25 bat from Amazon or a $300 bat that you got because your kid's on a travel ball team. Take care of it. It's important. Don't make them think that they can just go get a new one at any time. Even if you can afford it, you got to embed it into their minds that that's part of their makeup.
And when you're just throwing your glove in your bag and it's getting flat and stuff is all on it and stuff, I don't care how you put your hand in it, it's not going to work as effectively as if you take care of your glove and keep it in good form. Isaac said he likes to have everybody put their gloves down like this. When you're putting it in your bag too, make sure like you're stuffing a t-shirt in there or something when you put it in your bag. At least that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
I didn't like my glove getting smushed. I always felt bad when it did,
Yeah.
Or throw it on the strap or something.
First, I love when I get to work with a high school kid and I see that he has a method to like the way he puts his glove in, or like I can tell if he puts his glove on the bench with a consciousness behind it. Immediately I have a better impression of that kid. I immediately think that's a kid the kind of kid I want to find a way to put him in the lineup, So.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you're, you got a backyard batting cage, or you're a guy looking for a cage to rent, check out CageList. Really cool stuff there. If you're in the Los Angeles, California area, and you want to go check Isaac out at Made Baseball, go check him out. Hit him up. I'll leave all his information down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. We got a bunch of more videos coming your way. If you got any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section down below, and we'll chat there. Thank you so much, Isaac. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.